Hello, Mystic Souls. Let's try this again. Did not realize the intro was still on there, but welcome to a stinging episode of Twitchy Tuesdays. Today, we are diving head first into all things Scorpio, Scorpio season, all of the goodness, all of the secrets, the transformation, and the profound insights that is Scorpio energy. In our first segment, which we're changing things up around here a little bit, our first segment's called Cleaning Out the Broom Closet. We will uncover the hidden gems of the astrology of the week, helping you sweep away all of those mysteries. Then we're going to get into the immersive waters of Scorpio season, exploring the intensity along with the magic. We've got 3 planets that are going to be in Scorpio. It's going to be really, really exciting. And of course, you want to stick around till the end where I give the Twitchy Tip of the week to help us really navigate the cosmic currents with grace. So stay with us. We've got an enlightened journey that promises to unveil hidden treasures. And I've got new tarot decks. So we've got all of the goodness, and we'll have that. You're right. You are right where you need to be on Twitchy Tuesdays. Let's get into it. First off, we're going to clean out the broom closet. So let's talk about the energies this week. Excuse me. And you'll have to forgive me. I've got a little bit, whatever this that I know a lot of people are getting right now, the allergies, the sinuses, the little cough. We'll get through it all together. But cleaning out the broom closet, this is what the astrology this week looks like. So coming off of a massive eclipse, Saturday, 10/17, which is today, Juno ingresses into the sign of Virgo. Tomorrow, the 18th, the sun in Libra opposes the North Node in Aries at 24 degrees, 53 minutes. On the 19th, Mercury in Libra is going to oppose the North Node in Aries, 24 degrees, 53 minutes. So the sun and Mercury are doing this little dance, and you'll see Mercury gets another dance with the sun coming up here. So on the 20th, we have our Mercury Cazimi. That is where the sun and Mercury meet. They are conjoined in Libra at 26 degrees, 34 minutes. And then Mercury in Libra will square Pluto in Capricorn at 27 degrees, 55 minutes. So that happens on the 20th. And then, of course, the dance continues. The 21st, the sun meets up with Pluto for their square at the same degree point. So the 18th and 19th, the sun and Mercury dance between the North Node. And then on the 20th, 21st, between Pluto and Capricorn, happens at the same degree point. So 18th, 19th, 20th, 21st, be very aware, be cognizant about what is coming in for you, because there's 2 messages or a message and then it's getting highlighted again. So you could hear the same message twice because it is that important. Also on the 21st, Venus in Virgo will trine Jupiter retrograde in Taurus at 12 degrees, 7 minutes. On the 22nd, Mercury heads into Scorpio. We've got that Scorpio season thing going. Mercury in Scorpio will immediately trine as it gets in to Scorpio. Saturn retrograde in Pisces at 0 degrees, 39 minutes. And then we round out the week on the 23rd with the sun's ingress into Scorpio and the start of Scorpio season. We got the tower. We got the tower that came out right away, talking about getting into Scorpio season. So we are going to do more. We're going to dig in. We're going to go all the way down into that Scorpio hole. I love Scorpio season. Amazing things always happen in Scorpio season. So we will get into it. But first, I do want to talk about something that occurred on the 10th, just a couple of days ago, that was really impactful. And I think is really going to help this conversation as we get into the planets that are in Scorpio, because Pluto is the traditional ruler of Scorpio, and Pluto stationed direct in Capricorn on October 10th. So I want to take just a moment to have that level set about what this really means with Pluto stationing direct at the 27 degree point of Capricorn. It was actually 27 degrees, 54 minutes of Capricorn. So right at that tail end, and what we can expect going forward, because there's a lot of themes of power that we are working with. And that absolutely translates when we get into all of this scorpionic energy. So Pluto, we have the Six of Swords. Let's see what messages want to come out. So Pluto stations direct 1010. And he did station direct in this loose square configuration with the North Node and the South Node, which Six of Swords is a lot of pressure. It's pressure for us to evolve solo, evolve as a collective. I've been seeing a lot of conversations lately, whether that's just my algorithm on the socials, but I've been seeing a lot of conversations about the new earth and evolving into the new earth and what that looks like and what that means and opinions and all of that. No matter what is happening, we are being asked to evolve. We are being asked to get in a rickety ass boat with holes in it and paddle to the next destination. We're being asked to do that with very little information. And no matter what people can assume, whatever channeled messages that they've gotten, all of that might be very relevant, but our individual experience within that is going to look incredibly different person to person, right? There may not be an exact science to any of this. However, here is what I am seeing with this Six of Swords. The decision's been made. Pluto's made our decision. So we need to deal with the decision. We've got to get in the boat. We've got to make it happen. Even if we do have all of these swords kind of poking holes in our boat, bringing water in and everything. So it is that pressure to evolve. It's the pressure to move on to something new. It's the pressure of evolution itself, making sure that we are a species that can continue to exist on this world. There's a lot of layers. Our own self-mastery as a human species and what we bring to the planet, what we bring to the universe, what we bring to all of the species of the world, and even whatever else might be out there. So it is this intense pressure right now from Pluto and these nodes to move into something more and different. The two aspects with Pluto this week. So as a reminder, that happens on the 20th and the 21st, where Mercury will first square Pluto, then the sun will come right after, both at the 27-degree, 55-minute mark. Mercury and the sun are assisting this conversation, right? It is a square. So there's some intensity already there. There's something that's meant to be seen. There's something that is meant to finalize. And I'm looking at this because it's the sun and because it's Mercury, both very personal, the I am and the I communicate. There's something that might be coming in that is an individual. What do you need to finalize as Pluto does its due diligence in the 27-degree mark, the 28-degree marks of Capricorn? So that might bring a more personal perspective versus the collective evolutionary perspective. How are you impacting that? What is your responsibility? What are the responsibilities you've been skirting away from, since it is a square, that are needed to make this jump into the new earth, into your next evolutionary cycle? And I say all of this because Pluto literally works at every arc minute. Pluto's not one of those planets that's like, yeah, I'm at this degree and then we're done. Pluto takes every single arc minute of every single degree point and digs in. It scrubs it. It makes sure that no stone is left unturned. And this is the last time the very last time for all of us. It is the last time that Pluto will ever be at 27 degrees of Capricorn in our lifetime. This is it. Let's see what this card is. We have the Page of Wands. This is it. Thank you, Pluto. We appreciate you. We ain't sad to see you go. Deuces. You did a lot of work here. You did a lot of work. Wasn't always the funnest work that we had to do, but we stand here better for it. We stand here with our staff. We stand here ready to take the action forward. We stand here ready to evolve. So thank you. We appreciate you. We appreciate all of this good digging in. And now we're ready for you to continue on your journey. There's an additional point here with Pluto that this is the last Pluto return for the USA Sibley chart. So if you cast, excuse me, a chart for when the Declaration of Independence was signed, this is the typical US Sibley chart, is what most astrologers use for the USA. This is the last Pluto return. This is it in our lifetime. So there's something here that I'm seeing like ready to be exposed. There's a lot of, what is this? We've got the 9 of coins. There's a lot that's going to be revealed. Like, look at all of these coins right here. They're kind of in the background, but things are going to come out to light. Things are going to get exposed. Things are going to be transformed. And quite frankly, a lot of that, it may not be the most comfortable going through, but it's worth it, right? It's worth it. It's worth all of this. Pluto does not do things just haphazardly. We also have the 6 of Wands. He does things in balance. He does things that are necessary for us and for the collective to reach that highest pinnacle of transformation. What our species is needing to do, the things that are needing to be uncovered, the things that are needing to be brought to light in order for us to continue down our journey, to continue to accomplish whatever humanity needs to accomplish over the coming years that we will be long gone for, right? We won't see those years again. We're part of a process that spans far beyond us and has been going on far behind us. So that's really, there's this deep transformation. Expect that not all things have been revealed yet. Expect more things to be illuminated as Pluto kind of just scrubs its way through this. And again, those illuminations, they may not be easy to hear or digest, but they are necessary. It reminds me a lot of like, what the fuck am I witnessing right now? It may be one of those moments. What the fuck am I witnessing right now? And a lot of that, excuse me, will revolve around themes of power. Pluto works in power. He works in fear. The world, in order to change the world, sometimes the most powerful force is fear in order to get people to really change. So when I was thinking about Pluto and Pluto stationing direct, changing the world, doing all of the things that he needs to do in this theme of power, I saw, for those that have seen Independence Day, the movie with Will Smith back in the day, there's this moment in Independence Day where the gentleman who had the kids that were in the, they were in the RV, and he was the sharecropper that had continually said that, like, dude, I've been taken by aliens. I've been probed by aliens. They're doing all of that. And he gets in the jet and he ends up like saving the world. But there's that key moment in that movie where he's like, I'm back. And that is all I heard when I was digging into these energies of Pluto and Pluto stationing direct, was this very clear and concise ringing. He's back. So power is being wielded right now. And there is nothing standing in Pluto's way. In fact, there's only fuel in the fire right now for Pluto, and we are reaching his season from a modern rulership. Scorpio season is Pluto's season. So he is going to make a statement. He never does anything by halves. Reaching this finality of the 27-degree point, literally for 250 years, there is a statement he is ready to make. What? No clue. Don't know. Enjoy the journey with you. I'll bring the popcorn. But expect something of that nature. Expect something like that. I mean, for those of us, we're on October 17th right now. We know what's been going on the last week. That was the Pluto-Mars square with the attacks in Gaza, etc. You can kind of correlate that right to that square. He is making a statement right now. So let's talk about power. What is your concept of power? So these are some things that you can just think through. What is your concept of power? How have you been manipulated by power in your life? And how have you manipulated others for power? And what does it feel like to be overtaken by power? Four of Swords. What does it feel like to be drunk on power, to be played by power? Do you even know where you stand in the greater power dynamic scheme? And we have multiple power dynamics at play. I love that this Four of Swords shows up because it's not just power dynamics that we have here on Earth. There are power dynamics higher than that. There's power dynamics in the 4D, in the 5D, in the spirit realm. There's all sorts of power dynamics playing out at all times. There's power dynamics in your dreams. So, you know, the understanding that Pluto as a power dynamic in himself, it's an archetype. We as humans cannot become an archetype. If we try, what happens? That power overtakes us. We become somebody that we're not meant to be. We're not meant to hold that level of power. So what and how are you playing with power? Where has that overcome you before? Power is very mysterious. The Four of Swords, it's got this Neptunian quality to it. It comes in a lot of different forms. And there is even just power in the earth, power that we don't even know about yet. So how does this concept and how does power influence you? That is what is kind of being over this last week. Some of those themes may have been coming up for you. Some of those topics or that might have been brought into focus for you. So Pluto heads back into Aquarius, January 20th of 2024. Again, once he's out of that 27-degree point, it's bye-bye. We done. Let me see. I'll look. Y'all, I got my new honeycomb. If you are not on the honeycomb tip, please get on the honeycomb tip. If you are interested in astrology, honeycomb is phenomenal. Let me get to the ephemeris real quick and I will tell you when he leaves that 27-degree point. So give me one moment. Pluto. Okay. Pluto leaves the 27-degree point November 1st. He hits 28 degrees even on November 1st. So we've got this month that we are finalizing these themes of power. He will make his way back to Aquarius, which he will ingress January 20th, 2024. And if you remember Twitchy Tuesdays in the past, that was all about Aquarius. Pluto and Aquarius is whoever holds the technology holds the power. That was a theme that I had come up with that I think we're going to see play out Knight of Wands. We will see play out more and more and more as Pluto begins his forward direction and begins to really essentially gallop in there and start messing things up in Aquarius. So that kind of rounds out the cleaning out the broom closet. And let's head over to Scorpio season. So right now we have Mars in Scorpio. Mercury Mars went in on 10/11. Mercury will be heading to Scorpio. Hold on. I forgot to write that date down. Give me a moment. This is why we have a honeycomb. Mercury heads into Scorpio on the 22nd, and then the sun heads into Scorpio the day after on the 23rd. So that is going to be our Scorpio season. Let me break the season down to just give you some of the major aspects and moons that are going to happen in Scorpio season. Then we'll kind of talk about the theme. We'll get some tarot. I also have the Oracle tarot or Oracle cards here, which is the Samhain season of the witch, just to get some guidance for Scorpio season and see what other messages want to come out. So Scorpio season breakdown. We will have a Taurus lunar eclipse occur. Vesta will go retrograde. Saturn will station direct in Pisces. Venus will head to Libra. Mercury will ingress into Sag. Scorpio new moon. And then Pallas Athena will head into Scorpio. And all of that will occur during Scorpio season. After Pallas Athena heads into Scorpio, we will then head ourselves into Sagittarius season. So let's talk about these themes of Scorpio season that are coming up. The two things that really stuck out to me about this particular Scorpio season, what we're looking at with November astrology, because Scorpio season bridges October and November, was what needs to be uncovered so we can get a handle on it. And what is driving you to get a handle on it or to uncover these things? So it's kind of a two-parter here. What needs to be uncovered so we can get a handle on it? We want to get a handle on it. We don't want to waste that. We want to be able to do the detective work that is so strong with Mercury and Scorpio. We want to take that decisive action, Mars and Scorpio. We want to highlight the things that are needed, Sun and Scorpio. But this feels, with this power dynamic and all of the other energies present, very much about what is actually driving you to do all of that. And maybe that's where your starting point is. What is the drive for you to get all of that done versus actually paying attention to what's uncovered? For some of us, it may be, what is being uncovered? I know what's driving me. I know why I want to bring this out. I want to do my healing. I've accepted all of that. I've accepted, I want to thrive. I want to grow. I want to change. I want to, etc. But there's this very key word that continues to come up, which is the word convictions. Convictions are firmly held beliefs and opinions that we have had. Some of us may be driven by our convictions, driven to take decisive action, driven to dig in and uncover, even when you probably shouldn't, driven to be in a fixed mindset and not have any wiggle room, right? Scorpio is a fixed sign. We are getting another hit on fixed signs. Our last, thankfully, eclipse that is going to be really pinging fixed signs, 10/28, the Taurus lunar eclipse. I'm a Leo sun, fixed sign. That conviction, the conviction that you're right, you're doing the right thing, you don't need support, you don't need feedback, you don't XXX, whatever that looks like, those firmly held beliefs and opinions, they may be driving you, and that could be good. That could be a good thing. They may be preventing you. 5 of Wands. They may be creating a little bit of chaos. They may be preventing you because you're so busy sticking up for your convictions to others that they're preventing you from peeling all of those layers back and being able to see what's actually there. Being able to actually uncover the truth about what is happening. Because we had the Tower come out first, right? When we were talking about Scorpio season. If you are unwilling or continue to just fight with your convictions, yourself, and others, you may not know what caused the tower to fall. Oh, I know it was lightning that caused the tower to fall. Okay, but what if you had a faulty beam? And somebody tries to tell you that, but you're so stuck that it was the lightning, you can't see anything else. So now you're causing this chaos. You're causing this. So really think about it before you dig your heels in. Are you uncovering everything, or are you causing this unnecessary strife and struggle? Think about it like, is this your hill to die on? Is this really what you want to fight for right now? So that is kind of the overall theme of Scorpio season. Let's break down Mars and Scorpio as the traditional ruler. And I want to talk about some of the major aspects that are going to be happening within Scorpio season. And then we will get to the Oracle, pull out a guidance card for the Scorpio season, and end with the Twitchy Tip of the week. So Mars and Scorpio went in on 10/11. He is the traditional ruler. Pluto's the modern ruler. And God, I love Scorpio season. So I'm going to color this like, yay, because I know the power that Scorpio season can bring. Good things always come out of Scorpio season if you're not super fixed, super aggressive, super like, this has to be this way. Because there's a lot of passion in Scorpio season. Scorpio is a very passionate sign just in general. But with Mars here, first off, there is this incredibly powerful drive to move forward. Now, that can go to the extreme. We'll talk about the broken stick. You can go directly one way, flop it all the way to the over. We want to be somewhere balanced in the middle. Use some of the Libra energy that we can still have access to, because Mars and Scorpio season, you can feel so passionate. Again, you can feel so passionate about your conviction that Mars is like, well, let's do it. I want this. This is my desire. We have to do it now. And there's no writing that, right? It's like this bullet train that no matter what you do, you can't stop it now that it started. So Mars and Scorpio can bring this laser-like focus on accomplishing, which can be really, really great, because especially if you've been working in energies that's kind of had you feeling a little stuck or a little unsure of the direction to take. Mars in Scorpio season with Mercury here in the sun, you can get more laser focused on accomplishing things. On the other extreme of that, Mars can take it to, we got shit to do. This is the direction. I'm not changing it. There's that fixed piece of it. And either you're with me or against me. And if you're against me, fuck off. I've got to go. Oh, okay. I didn't say I wasn't with you. I just needed to think about it. But you do you, right? So, because you're just so in that mode of, I got to go. I got to move. I've got my convictions. I got the things that I need to go do. Another thing to think about Scorpio in general, it's the scorpion. Think about the archetype and just the energy, the animal of a scorpion, right? Anybody who's ever seen a scorpion, I lived in Arizona many, many years, saw many. My son growing up literally was the scorpion speaker. He attracted scorpions to him like nobody's business. I was in Arizona for 12 years, never saw a scorpion, like unless we were actually going to the zoo. Never saw a scorpion. My son gets into high school and literally scorpion speaker. We had scorpions in our home all the time. They just followed him like, I'm following you around. What are you doing? But scorpions make no sound. You don't know they're there. They don't announce themselves. It's not like a rattlesnake where they've got the rattle on the tail. You can hear when they're about to strike. No. Scorpions are silent and deadly. And that is a great analogy. Mars, Mercury, Sun in Scorpio. Mars is going to take that deadly strike. The Sun is going to like say, this is where you need to strike. And Mercury is going to come in and be like, I know exactly how to strike to make it actually be the deadly hit that it needs to be. So think about that in as you're going through things. Sometimes silence is the best way forward. There is power in remaining silent. There is power in the strike if you do things without other people knowing about it. So think through that a little bit. Mars and the Sun conjunct every 2 years. This is where a Mars cycle gets reset on November 17th. So that's a full month from now, but just to have everybody know what's coming up, Mars will be resetting his cycle. So we will have a Mars conjunct the Sun this year. You'll want to watch as since the 11th, how Mars and Scorpio has been working with you in your energy. These are the themes that you want to watch for during this conjunction, during that Cazimi, because they could get really strong and intense during that Cazimi. And it's kind of like after Mars goes into the eye of the Sun, becomes Icarus. Like, yeah, you're going to transform into the Phoenix, but what type of tower did you leave behind? You may have to clean that up a little bit. Mars is also fueling the North Node as the ruler of Aries. So that's where the North Node is. That's where Chiron is. So Mars is really fueling these energies. And this is where the power dynamics come to play, because Mars is playing with that power dynamic of the North Node and of Chiron. And he's fueling that. And Pluto is sitting behind him as the traditional, or excuse me, as the modern ruler of Scorpio, fueling Mars and fueling the further power dynamics. Hey, we need to push this forward. Hey, this has to evolve. This has to go forward. You don't have a choice. So all of that is very present during this whole Scorpio season. And then we've got a Mars and Jupiter retrograde. So Jupiter is still retrograde in Taurus opposition. That will occur on 10/28 at 11 degrees, 16 minutes. And this opposition is kind of Jupiter. If Jupiter is getting a little hot in Scorpio for you. Oh, another tower. Yeah, look. 9 of Cups. Excuse me. All right. High Mars in Scorpio, high Jupiter retrograde in Taurus. In this opposition, these two are going to be fighting each other. Okay. They're going to be opposing each other. They're on opposite sides of the ring. This is war. This is peace. Whoops. How is the dynamics of war and peace working with you? This can be killing them with kindness. Right? We're still making the kill. We're still Scorpio, but we're doing it in the most lovingly way possible. This is being aggressively kind. This is toxic positivity. This is very active. This whole energy dynamic really activates with this, partial lunar eclipse in Taurus that happens on the same day. This is the energy signature present. Something absolutely is ending. The tower moment, it's going down, but something brilliant is taking its place. And we talk about that all the time. Just because you end something doesn't mean that there's not something amazing coming to fill it. Yeah, you've got the grief. Yep, you've got to go through all of this. But what's on the other side of that can be really, really amazing. And looking back, again, retrospectively, you can go, it sucked. It totally sucked. But you know what? I totally get it. And I love it. And I'm fine with that. So then After the eclipse, the day after, Mercury and Mars make their conjunction in Scorpio on 10/29 at 11 degrees 54 minutes. So Mercury in Scorpio is your favorite detective. This is Sherlock Holmes. Mercury will dig down deep, the moon. It will go subconscious, submerge all the way in to the brainstem, to all of the goodness down there. And it is going to tell you during this conjunction, Mercury is going to have the ability to check Mars and say, your actions, your thoughts, they ain't helping. They're not helping. Mercury in Scorpio is the truth finder. He is all about like cutting out the bullshit, right? Mars is that direct action, that kind of cold and calculated action. But when Mercury and Mars are together, it's all of the bullshit that happens gets out of the way so Mars can take that cold and calculated action. It's, you know, little things can be really challenging to deal with at this time. So if like the little stuff is coming up for you, like little tiny things where you're like, I can't fucking believe I'm dealing with this shit, I don't have time for it, pay attention to that. You actually want to, because it's happening right after the eclipse. Jupiter is involved in the eclipse. So Jupiter is going to make this little stuff really, really big. And Mercury and Mars conjunct are going to be like, I am not wasting my time and energy. Why is this such a big deal? Why the fuck is this the biggest deal on the planet right now? Make it make sense. Like that's kind of the thing, is like, make it make sense. What is happening right now? It's all happening for purpose. It's all happening for purpose. So again, this is where you need to think back to your convictions. What is being uncovered? How do you handle it? Why are you driven to handle it that way? What are your convictions that you have that might be not being in favor for you during this time? When Mercury and Mars meet up in Scorpio, it really reminds me of the Oracle in the Matrix. So if you've seen all of the Matrix movies, the Oracle, you got to look at the Oracle from all four movies standpoint, right? The evolution of the Oracle, not just the first movie. Like the Oracle is such a profound archetype within the Matrix itself. What I've seen and how I interpret the Oracle is there to help Neo, or to help you, if you're taking on this art, if you're engaging with this archetype, to help you to discover on your own what you need so you can create the things that you need to create. There's that line, like, I just told you what you needed to know or you needed to hear. So that's this Mercury-Mars conjunction in Scorpio. It's very much giving me that energy of the Oracle in the Matrix. All right, I think, let's see. What else did we have come out? Let's take a look at these last cards at the Tarot, and let me get a Oracle card. So let's talk and figure out what guidance we have for this Scorpio season. All right, Spirit, what guidance do you have for this Scorpio season for us as we navigate all of the energies? What message? Whoa, okay. All right. So decks wise, I love this new deck, this new Tarot deck. It's the Ethereal Edition Tarot card. And when we look at finalizing Scorpio season, we've got lots of goody energy here. We've got the Four of Wands. We're going to be in November. 11/11 is coming. The portal is going to open. We have the Three of Wands. We also have the Three of Coins. Let's see. 4, 6. That's a 10. Right? Yeah, that's a 10. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Boom. 10. Things are completing. Things are coming to conclusion. They are being finalized off the plate. Excuse me. The Tower has fallen. I'm looking at this as, I am hearing this, excuse me, as this is after. This is after this Scorpio season. These are the things that you can look forward to as you head into November. Oops, this one. As you head into November, as we head into that 11/11 energy, as we head into that unity, that understanding, things become so much more clear. Things become easier to navigate. They become easier to put together. They become easier to meld and mesh and conjoin. I don't know about y'all. I definitely have been feeling that energy in October. There is so much unknown. And as we go through Scorpio season, by the end of it, much more will be brought to the forefront. Much more will be known. Then we have these threes. Ancestors be speaking. I already dubbed October the month of the ancestors. Can't tell you why or how, but the ancestors are so present this month. They are present in the actions that we need to take. They have messages. They have messages that needed to be delivered. This is a wonderful time because the veil is very thin. The veil's thin this month, especially as we get to Samhain. We get to the end of the month. They have things that they need to tell you that you need in order to continue to go forward. They also have gifts to give. They have the insight, the knowledge on where you can get the coins that you need to go forward with. All the answers are out there. You have to tap in. You have to take that. You have to go forward with that. And on the Samhain special, of course, I started Twitchy Tuesdays this year. And of course, Halloween or Samhain lands on a Tuesday. These were my messages. Ancestors have been very talking loud, our conversation in divination with them. That Samhain special that I'm doing literally on Halloween on the 31st of October, it will be all ancestor based. We will be calling in the ancestors, pouring libation for the ancestors. You'll get a little bit more insight into how I do that through my spiritual practices. And we'll be divining with the ancestors using OB, which is, for those of you that don't know what OB is, coconut shell divination with them. So they are very present and have messages. Tap in, talk, ask for assistance, ask for guidance and support. That will help you get to whatever this is, whatever unity, harmony, whatever you're working towards. They're the key. They're the key to that. And then we got Broom, which is an 8. We got Broom as our oracle card. So let's read this. What dreams may come from what you seek? Make room, make way, a clearing need be. Let's take a look. 8. That's way too far. All right. Keywords. Clearing, purifying, home. A broom or a besom can be found in any home for sweeping dust and dirt. However, a broom to a witch is more than a simple household tool. It holds a specific or a special significance and sweeps more than dust and dirt away. Brooms are often used to sweep away negative energy in a similar way to Native Americans burning white sage. It sweeps away the physical and invisible energies that have crept in from the outside world. This clearing of energies contributes to a witch's well-being. Clearing out the old and dusty, a witch makes space for the new. Sweeping out negative energy, a witch rises her vibration and therefore her strength. When the broom sweeps into your life, you are being guided to do some cleansing. Some things surrounding your current situation have been neglected. You need to clear out this dust of the past. This card can also mean clearing your aura, Reiki, anything like that. As healers, we tend to hold on to the energy of others far much longer than we need. It's important to do regular purification rituals to keep your aura nice and tidy. This message is amplified if you've also pulled another card in reverse, which we didn't. So we just have the broom. The more you clear out the old, the more you make room for new energies to come into your life. Removing things both physical or metaphorical from your life, such as mementos from past relationships, or giving away things that remind you of old situations, helps with that process of clearing. Excuse me. Samhain is also the witch's new year. Great time to clean out the old, to welcome in the new. So that is the energy tarot guidance for Scorpio season. Again, it is look, the Four of Wands. All great things happen in Scorpio season. Okay, before we get to the Twitchy tip of the week, I have launched the 12th House podcast. I'm so excited. The first video is up. You can find that on my YouTube channel, as well as the 12th House podcast YouTube channel. That is live. That is an AI generated version of the live talk that I did on X, formerly known as Twitter, Spaces. So the 12th House podcast will be live, my voice, my everything, on Spaces exclusively. Once that is done, I will pop that into an audio only format, place those videos on YouTube for you to enjoy if that is your format of choice. So more to come. Our next one I'm going to be doing this week. I am so excited for it. It is healing through cooking. I'm very excited about this topic and the stories that I have to share around that. So if you are on X, make sure to follow at Habitual Sages, at 12th House Pod. And you will know when we go live on Spaces, and you can catch that, or you can see it on YouTube. That first episode, again, is up on both channels. And I'm also going to be opening up tarot reading bookings. I'm so excited. I again, have to clear out Broomin', have to clear out the current in order to welcome in the new. And again, also the ancestors definitely spoke. This came out in divination with them. Open up your books. So we have cleared the space. I will be opening up for tarot readings. I will have more information on my website via the socials. I'll obviously also bring it in here once I get all of that finalized and how you can book with me. If you are interested, feel free to leave a comment, or you can hit me up privately in a direct message on any of my social channels. Let's get into the Twitchy tip of the week. So, what approach outside of the broom, outside of our ancestors, outside of holding the vision and trusting the process to get to this Four of Wands, what is the approach that we should be taking this week? And all of the energy in Scorpio, and I'll even put this, even though it's the Twitchy tip of this week, I'm going to extend it out through the end of the month just because of all of these Mercury, Mars, and Sun aspects that are going to be happening, because this kind of encompasses all of it. There are 4 things. First thing, if you choose to get into it, you better be willing to take it all the way. We ain't talking 82% of the way. We're not talking 98.3% of the way. No. If you Die on your hill. If you plant your flag, you better be willing to go all the fucking way to defend it. That's it. Do not be callous with your words at this time. Put yourself on mute. Don't answer the phone. Reread your email. Use ChatGPT to formulate something better for yourself. Check in with peers. Have an accountability buddy. Whatever you need to do. If you go there, you better go there and you better stick it out. Next one, number 2. What are your go-to actions when things change? When the tower moment happens, what are your go-to actions? What are your habits? And this is really talking about what type of consistency and discipline do you have when shit goes sideways? Lean on those tools. If you don't have strong ones, begin to develop them, begin to look at it, begin to, find out what you can do. And always remember that when things come up, when shit comes up out here, out in the world, it is not about you. None of it is about you. The Game of Thrones has little to nothing to do with the common folk. Okay. So as all this shit is going on out here, the power dynamics, the power plays, Pluto, collective, universal things, this is so much bigger. It's huge. The world is changing. Our place in it is changing. Archetypes are moving things around. Spirit is moving things around. Energy is shifting. Everyone is doing exactly what they should be doing on the timeline that they are in. Don't focus on how it made you feel. Focus on how you respond and the actions that you take. Okay. Number 3. Invest in your higher self. Invest in your growth. Invest in the highest part of you, not your lower vibratory self. It's very easy with Mercury, Mars, and the Sun in Scorpio to go get down into the low. It's easy to get down into the dirt. Dig yourself that hole. Invest in your higher self. Believe me, when Sagittarius season comes, Sag will thank you. And the last twitchy tip of the week, just remember, energy does not lie. Humans do. So that's my twitchy tip of the week. Thank you for joining me for Twitchy Tuesdays on this October 17th, where we covered everything from cleaning out the broom closet. We talked a lot about Pluto stationing direct in Capricorn, did a whole Scorpio season overview, broke down some of the major aspects, and then landed with our twitchy tip of the week. And remember, probably time to go clean out the broom closet, or just take your broom, take your bosom, get all of the corners clean, get those cobwebs out, and enjoy. We will see you next week. Bye, everyone.